Currently, there are a lot of discussions surrounding Social Security. Specifically, how can we bring more benefits to the American people? How can we ensure that Social Security does not keep seniors and the elderly in poverty? Well, that's what we're going to discuss today, because right now there is seriously a true cost of aging crisis. I want to address what we've seen over the previous couple of years and what we are likely going to see moving into 2025. So I'm going to break all this down in just a moment, but all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So there is a true cost of aging crisis that we have not addressed over the past several decades. And millions of retirees are living in poverty as a result. I want to show you something. There's an article right here. It says, here's the one Social Security change in 2025 that's going to hurt the worst. Guess what? It's actually not the full retirement age increasing, okay? Which you need to know right now, Social Security's full retirement age is increasing in 2025, which is going up by an additional 2 months, okay? Keep that in mind. Now, here's the big change that's hurting more people than it's helping. It's the cost of living adjustment. It says, ironically, the most painful Social Security change in 2025 will be one that's intended to help people. All Social Security beneficiaries will receive a cost of living adjustment of 2.5% beginning in January. Okay. That is one of the lowest cost of living adjustments we have seen in several years. Okay. That is concerning. Now, here's the reason why. Look at this right here. It says, this is the average monthly benefit by age without early retirement deductions or delayed retirement credits. Okay, I want to show you this. The reason why I want to show you this is because this is what's keeping more and more Americans in poverty. Now, why is that important before I show you these numbers? The reason this is important is because this is exactly what lawmakers have been fighting for, to ensure that people on Social Security are not forced into poverty, but they can actually provide for themselves, pay for health care, pay for medicine, pay for transportation and food, pay for their shelter, right? All very important things. Now, here's the issue. Lawmakers have discussed increasing Social Security taxes to provide higher benefits to Social Security recipients. The problem is people don't want to pay more in taxes. They want to pay less. But if you want higher benefits for eventually when you do retire, you will need to pay more. Here's the problem. Nobody believes that Social Security is going to be around in the next 20 to 50 years. There's a good chance Social Security will become insolvent in 2034, meaning you're not going to receive 100% of the benefits I'm about to show you. In essence, you're going to receive about 78%. But look at this. It says, for somebody that's age 67, the average monthly benefit amount for all retirees is about $2,052. If you're age 70, okay, which means your full retirement age, it's $2,029. Age 75 is $2,086. Age 80, $2,137. Age 85, $1,987. And 90 years of age and older, $1,558. Now, I don't want to get into the monthly, the average by men, by women, and very specifically when you actually do retire. But I want you to understand those numbers, okay? So let's just look at these numbers, because the average the average Social Security benefit for all beneficiaries is right about $1,900, okay? That's on average. Now, I want to show you something. Donald Trump has promised something that many people say won't work. Okay, it won't even pass Congress. Well, what the Republican Party and the Democratic Party have tried to do over the past, decades is to provide Social Security recipients with a better quality of life. Reduce their expenses, which the Biden administration did a decent job of reducing expenses. The problem is there was an increase because of inflation where the costs completely ramped up. Okay, the costs exploded for everything from medication to shelter to utilities to food, everything so much more expensive. As a result, the Biden administration had to try to offset that by providing some type of decrease in their expenses. And it wasn't by reducing cost of food, it wasn't by reducing the cost of shelter, it was by making sure that some of these pharmaceutical companies couldn't charge you an arm and a leg. That was really it. Now, here's what Donald Trump wants to do. He's promised to lower taxes. And the way he plans to do that, well, first off, he wants to extend the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, which is actually going to bring down your income taxes, which is great, right? It means more money for everybody. But here's a big one. It's this one right here. It's ending taxes on Social Security. According to experts, they say ending taxes on Social Security benefits would actually hurt Social Security. And it says for most retirees, this proposal would have no effect on their taxes. And it's simply because only about 40% of people who get Social Security pay federal income taxes on it. It says it usually happens if you have other substantial income in addition to your benefits. So right there, it would help some people, but not the majority of people. Now, this is where things get interesting. How can we improve Social Security to reduce elderly poverty? That's the big question. Well, I want to show you this. Look at this right here. It says older adults in poverty are less likely than those not in poverty to live in households that receive Social Security. To make it a little cleaner, it says in 2021, most older adults, or about 63% of older adults in poverty, lived alone, compared to only 26% of those not in poverty. So, 63% of adults lived in poverty. That is as of 2021. In 2021, millions and millions of people received $600 stimulus checks, $1,200 stimulus checks, $1,400 stimulus checks. They received a decent amount of stimulus. Well, that is not coming today, which is why, and I haven't been able to find the new report on this, but it is believed that this number is closer to 70%. So not a huge increase, but still 7% is a decent increase. It goes up to 70% of adults are in poverty live alone. Okay, these are older adults. Now, I want to read you this. It says the true cost of aging index shows many U.S. seniors can't afford basic necessities. This is the issue. Now, this article is back in 2022. I'm not going to get into everything from this article. I do want to read one thing, but that's it. But the reason why I'm showing you this, and the reason why I'm explaining this to you, is because lawmakers are asking for people to take care of seniors, okay, to help them out. And the reason for this is because they're having a very difficult time. That the majority of the people that are retiring right now, baby boomers, okay, where there are over 11,000 baby boomers that are retiring every single day. That right there is troubling, meaning there's more and more money coming out of the Social Security Trust Fund. Okay, there's more money coming out than going in. That's what's causing Social Security to become insolvent within the next 10 years. Well, here's where things are at. Being that all these people have paid in, tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars over the course of their lifetime, it is now the responsibility of the federal government to give them back that money. They paid in. They paid their dues. The issue that we're facing now is that the cost of living has just gone up. It's insane. And the majority of people cannot afford to pay for their rent and their utilities and food and things like that. I want to read this to you. This was back in 2022. It says even more people are struggling. Nationally, and for every state and county in the U.S., the Elder Index uses various public databases to calculate the cost of healthcare, housing, food, transportation, and miscellaneous expenses for seniors. It represents a bare bones budget, adjusted for whether older adults live alone or as part of a couple, whether they're in poor, good, or excellent health, and whether they rent or own a home, with or without a mortgage. Okay. Goes on to say right here, okay, says in 2020, according to data supplied by Jan Molchler, director of the Gerontology Institute, the index shows that nearly 5 million older women living alone, 2 million older men living alone, and more than 2 million older couples had incomes that made them economically insecure. Yeah. So essentially what we are doing here in the United States is we're taking money from our wages, we're calling it Social Security taxes, and we're taking that money, putting it into a pot and giving it to us later on in life. Problem is, we are now economically insecure. We are living in poverty. And that's the way the federal government has set up Social Security. Now, with that said, here's the big update. How are we going to fix this? This is what the previous administrations, okay, the Trump administration, or technically currently the Biden administration, the Trump administration, the Obama administration, okay, all these other administrations have been trying to find ways to ensure that the American people can live off of these benefits that they're receiving. The problem is we are not funding them adequately enough. We need to tax the American people more. But at the same time, we're trying to figure out ways to lower taxes. This is why it's turning into a huge crisis, because right now there's no good solution. At some point, somebody is going to have to pay. Will it be the American people that are currently working and can have years to provide for themselves and put money away for retirement? Will they be the ones that pay an additional tax? Potentially. Or will it be the people currently retired, those that are currently receiving benefits, that may see a cut to some of their benefits? That I don't think is going to happen. But right now, we have no answers. Okay, lawmakers are just now starting to talk about Social Security, because over the past 8 months, they really didn't. But before that, it was supposed to be the year of Social Security. However, nothing got done. So we're going to see what happens. All I can tell you right now is millions and millions of people are struggling simply because they have been put into a system that was pretty much designed to see them fail, not succeed. So we'll see what happens moving forward, but that is what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.